There
Hello,
we are.
everybody. We are live. That's an L for live. We are live in the first episode, the third episode total, the first episode after the U.S. men's national team's game against Portugal. What a great game that was.
I
I
really
have some,
love that game, man. That was like the best game ever.
I have some things to share with everybody. Some headlines, so to speak. We have 2 viewers. It's fantastic. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna share this. U.S. gives up late lead, ties. That is the Star Ledger. On top of that, we have this one. Oh, so
So
close.
close.
Kills me. And we have this one. Heartbreak header. Kills me. And we have this one. Last second heartbreak nets US a draw with Portugal. And every single one has the same picture that we probably relive in our minds of that last play every single time in this last few days. It's killing everybody. And the last one, kick in the gut. And there's Deuce with the ball right in his gut. That was where he scored. Unfortunately, it was not the last goal. Unfortunately.
Can I just say that after that game, I sat there speechless for like quite a while.
I was in Manhattan, so I wasn't able to sit around speechless, but I was pretty damn disappointed.
I think we all were, because
You know, it's it's hard to stomach when something like that happens. It was really shocking. Everyone, I mean, out in Manhattan, we were it was thousands of us. We were singing "I Believe That We Will Win." We were drenched in drink and whatnot. We were singing that as soon as the header went in, and then it was silence, and we all just filed out of the place because it was awful. It was pretty much one of the most disappointing things I've witnessed. And then my friend, who she is a Portugal fan, her whole family supports Portugal, even though they're Americans. They support the Portuguese for whatever reason that is. She starts harassing me with text messages and stuff, saying how happy she is. I'm like, you do realize that Portugal still has no chance of getting out of the group because they have to make up a goal difference, an impossible goal difference. I told her, I'm like, you realize you guys just prolonged your fate, right? Like that's the stupidest thing. And they're
yeah,
not
but
going to beat Ghana,
I see a draw coming out of that one though.
dude. I just have trouble seeing a draw because both teams know how much they have to get the win, that it's going to be hard for them to get a draw.
Yeah.
Cody says, no, Tyler, why
What?
did you shave the mutton chops?
I knew that was gonna come up, man. Cody, it had to go, dude. It had to go. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Damn, I was thinking the same thing when I saw you on the screen. Why? Why did you do that?
It had to go, man. It just had to go. It had to go.
Cody.
They had to go. Cody,
Cody should join us in here today.
no, yeah, he should. I need to ask him a question, actually.
Cody, we need to talk to you.
Please join. I would love to get his input on this.
If he doesn't join with the glasses, though, we're kicking him out.
With the USA glasses that he came.
Yep, that he came and
you,
trolled the entire show.
yeah, you were blind for that. You were blind for
No.
that. So you
Oh,
could really.
I was blind for that one. I
Yeah.
was blind for that one. I had no clue. all I heard was a ton of background noise, and I hear Cody's voice at one point. And I'm like, what the hell is Cody doing in here? That was
Yeah.
hysterical. That was the worst show, having to be blind for that.
He came on with the USA glasses, and he had a robot sitting behind him, I think. And it was something going on. He started waving. He's like, "Keep going, guys. I'm just here to watch." And then he leaves like 5 seconds later.
This is our 4th episode. Is it 3rd episode of MLS Discussion Group Talk? 4th episode podcast. Total.
Yeah, third of.
We did a World Cup special. Was our 3rd.
Yeah, that was
the last thing we did was the World Cup special.
Yeah, that was just the special, but this is our actual 3rd of.
Yep.
MLS Talk.
And wow, we have been doing this such a long time. It's been approximately 2 weeks. 2 weeks? 1 week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks. 4 episodes. Outrageous. So we're just waiting until people can get in here and see what's going on.
We could talk a little. Yeah, we could talk a little something.
All right, let's see. First off, what were your thoughts on the USA versus Ghana game? Because we haven't covered that game yet.
Yeah.
Let's start there before we get to the Portugal game that everyone wants to hear about.
Can I just say that after John Brooks scored that goal, my phone and iPod was covered in Dr. Pepper because I hit the table and ice cubes and Dr. Pepper spit off the cup and landed on my phone and iPod. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings and there was these 2 guys sitting in front of us, me and my mom, and they were Ghana fans. And like every time they scored, they're just sitting down, cheering and stuff like that. And every time we scored, we're loud and stuff like that. We're jumping up and down. And then John, go ahead.
Oh, in the Red Bull Arena, they had a viewing party. It was tons of people, thousands. It was great. Right before the game starts, you start hearing all this noise and like this loud like banging of stuff and whatnot. And out at the top of the section, all these Ghana fans coming with their huge flags and they're waving them, and everyone booed and started chanting USA at them, like USA, USA, right at these Ghana fans. And it was nice though. The Ghana fans got invited to the bottom to watch the screen with everybody else. They watched, they taunted us when they scored, whatever. But they left early after we scored. They were leaving as soon as John Brooks scored. They were pissed off. It was fantastic. It was pandemonium. That moment that John Brooks scored was better than Landon Donovan versus Algeria. That was the greatest moment in U.S. soccer history, I personally believe. And we almost topped it, beating Portugal. But unfortunately, it was not to be. The greatest U.S. soccer moment was not to be topped twice in one World Cup. Hopefully, we can upset Germany. If we beat Germany, that's it. It'll be pandemonium.
Oh my God!
What? What happened?
You don't see that?
Where?
Hi, Cody.
Oh my God, he's not here. Cody did not join. What is this picture? Oh, Cody's got the glasses. This is fantastic.
You said it was required, so.
It is required, or else he will kick you. I'm thrilled. Cody. We're thrilled to have Cody Byers on the show.
Yeah, it's
Cody Byers.
I'm glad to be here.
Hey, Cody.
Hi, how are you?
I got a question for you.
Cody, go on.
Go ahead.
Patrick, did you want to say something?
I was just going to say, do people frequently mistake their name for Byers, the ice cream brand?
No, they don't. They just... the only thing I get on my last name is that people come in with lame jokes like, he buys stuff, Like, that was the kind of insults I got in elementary. Like, really? But no one mistakes it for the ice cream.
Okay.
Cody. Walk me through your feelings after the Carolina Royal Hawks game last night.
I didn't get to watch it.
Really?
No, I couldn't find a stream for it.
How did you
Ah.
feel about the result?
Uh, it's kind of annoying because I can't fall back on the fact that they didn't try in this one. Past times they didn't really put out a good lineup, like a strong lineup for it. So I could fall back and I'm like, oh whatever, it was our B squad. But this time I saw the squad that they put out there, and I think they should have gotten something out of this. I don't know. I think they underestimated them or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, dude, 3 years losing to the same team in the Open Cup is not easy. And the comments that were made by who was it? That it was just posted in the group today. The comments by I
Landon
believe
Donovan.
yeah, Landon Donovan. He said that
Yeah.
99 out of 100 times they win that game. It's like you haven't won the last 3 times.
Well, yeah,
The
I
Real
get what
Hawks
he,
have it, Alex.
that's why reporters go in and they ask these questions right after the game.
Yep.
The players and the coaches, they haven't had time to like just sit there and like let it sit in for a second. So sometimes what they say, it just doesn't make sense. It's in the heat of the moment. And my headphones
Right.
suck. They keep falling out. But yeah, it's like, I mean, I get what he meant though, because the lineup that they put out there, it on paper it should win 99 out of 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he
It should.
literally meant like that was the math or anything.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but it came out badly. But really, in the statistics of that game, the Galaxy absolutely dominated. Like there's not many games where you dominate someone that bad.
That's the case with a lot of their games. It's just the finishing touch that they miss in a lot of games. Like they have twice as many shots, but it's just half of them are off target or snuffed out by a defender blocking it. So I've just gotten used to that.
Well, in all, if this makes you better, I mean, you did go into extra time. If that makes you feel better.
I mean, I guess it's better than Colorado, but
Yeah. or the Red Bulls.
Well, I mean, the Cosmos. I mean, they're a solid squad. I'm not saying Carolina's not, but
Okay,
yeah.
so Carlos Mendez wasn't good enough to be a Metro star, and he's the starting central back of the Cosmos who shut out the Red Bulls 4-0. So, I mean, a decent squad maybe, but not better than the squad we fielded. We fielded Bradley Wright Phillips, who is one of MLS's best strikers to date this season. We fielded most of our stars. We fielded Eric Alexander, who was invited to the U.S. men's national team camp. I mean, that wasn't a weak team, so.
Okay, what do you want me to say? Red Bull sucks? I don't know what do you want from me here?
Yeah, you could say that. That's pretty much wrong. I'm saying I'm boycotting the game on Friday, so there's that. I'm disgusted by their performances lately. It's really.
Well, hey, I mean, it won't hold them back from the regular season now, so finish strong with that.
That's true. Hopefully not. But dude, this team, there's something wrong with this team. I don't know what it is. I don't know. There is something so wrong with the Red Bulls this season. I don't even know about our chances to make the playoffs. To be completely honest, we really don't look good. I mean, this is one of the worst. This is a bad team. I don't know what it is, and we look strong, but we're really not. We're weak.
So, are you starting to edge towards Manny's idea of Petke out? Are you going towards that now?
No. I do.
At what point does it have to get for you to go along with that? Like how bad does it have to be?
We need to be at this point next season doing very poorly again.
Okay, so you give him one more season.
I give him one more season.
Okay.
I mean, they say it takes 3 years really to build a good championship team. So last year we exceeded expectations.
You got the championship out of the way early.
Well, the Supporters Shield. We're looking at the MLS Cup.
Oh, okay.
The Supporters Shield was nice.
The
Supporters Shield was nice for its time. Yeah, I mean, it was nice at the time because it was our first trophy. It was fantastic. But then we choked in the playoffs, and it's like same old. When are we going to get the MLS Cup? So, I give him another season. I do think Pecky might be making mistakes. I think he made mistakes in the offseason with some of his player choice. I think that he's making mistakes now. I'm not very fond of what he's doing this year, but last season he was fantastic. So I would definitely give him a third year, see how he's doing next year. I'm not going to call for his head yet.
That's understandable. Okay, well, how about that? What if
Yeah.
I want to know how you would I guess say someone's better, but if somebody from overseas came over like with good credentials and they offered to be the coach, would you still stick with him even if he's doing poorly at the time? Like before this season's out, you know.
Um, I mean, it depends what good credentials we're talking about. I
Sir
mean,
Alex Ferguson.
I'm just trying to get
yes,
an idea
of
of
course.
what your loyalty is to him at this moment. Like
I
how
mean,
far are you willing to stick with him?
it depends what credentials we're talking about. If we're talking about Sir Alex Ferguson, Pecky out all the way. I'll sack him right now. Like I wish he would be out.
Arena out, if that's an option for that.
But I mean, most of the time, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want. And I mean, I have problems with European coaches. I don't like these European coaches. They don't know the league as well as the guys who are here, and a lot of time they come in here and they flop. So I wouldn't really want to risk it with a good European coach with credentials because Hans Backe had good European credentials, and he was abysmal. So I mean, not abysmal. He was. Basically,
Dude.
he did well. He did well. We got in the playoffs. We choked. But apparently, according to the players, what came out was that he used to throw the ball out there and tell them to go play in practice every day. So, I mean, it's no wonder we failed in the playoffs. But anyway, so I mean, it depends. I have a strong loyalty to Pecky, and I definitely give him a third season to see how we do next year. But he's not pushing the right buttons right now.
Okay, well, I have one other thing because it came up whenever Moyes was, kicked out, that he maybe comes to MLS or something. That was a while ago, but it came up, and
Uh-huh.
I didn't hate the
Yeah,
idea, just because the way I saw it is that even though he never, like, got a good finish with Everton, he was always able to get a pretty dang good result out of the season with not much to work with. Like he didn't have enough much budget, to actually put into the team to challenge the top like 4 or 5 teams, But he was still
Yeah.
consistently able to do well with that. So my thought was that if he's able to get a consistent results like that with a lower budget than compared to the other teams around him, that might suit him better to be an MLS with the cap, because think about if the top 5 teams, if their budget matched Everton's, just say they all matched Everton's, like he might be
Yeah.
able to get good results with that, and other teams maybe not. Maybe he's fit to work within the budget, get the best, get more than what's on paper out of the players.
Yeah.
I can
I mean,
understand that totally.
That makes a ton of sense. It really makes a ton of sense. But at the same time, I mean, my take on it has always been that I always thought that David Moyes was a good choice for Manchester United in the first place because everyone thought that he did so well with a low budget at Everton. He did decent, but what I noticed was that
He did decent.
Everton lost players. They lost some of their key players. They lost Fellaini and they lost other players when Roberto Martinez came in, usually to Manchester United. And then what we saw this year was that Roberto Martinez, with less players, with weaker players, did better than Moyes ever did with better players. So really, what people thought that was Everton overachieving under Moyes was really I think they were always underachieving. I mean, it kind of comes into light that they were underachieving under him. So really, was he doing that good a job? Because he never did what Roberto Martinez did, and he had more than Roberto Martinez.
He did decent with United. I mean, we went from a manager with trophies and points and players to points.
Well, no, you actually went to
not
a
enough.
Manchester United team with players. You guys got better players, but
Who?
less points.
Who? Adnan
Fellaini,
Januzaj?
Mata.
Fellaini when he could play, when he wasn't hurt.
Wait, he can play? I didn't. What?
Yeah, Fellaini can play. I didn't know that either. Okay, yeah, Juan Mata.
Mata.
From Chelsea. Okay.
You guys got some. You guys got more players than you had with Ferguson. You have a better team than you had with Ferguson in terms of player.
We got Van. Yeah, we only signed one with Sir Alex Ferguson.
I mean, Ferguson's team looked way weaker on paper than Chelsea or Manchester City, and they still won. Moyes is just a shitty coach. That's what I've come to the conclusion.
He's not really a shame coach. That was just a big step. I mean, you went from.
I don't think he had the team's like loyalty and trust yet. You know, it's like, okay, who are you? You know, Ferguson says we can get behind. We listen to him. We take what he says to heart and stuff. But you know, it was always gonna be like that for whoever stepped in.
I mean, he was never going to get their trust. I mean, the best way they could do was that it was clear that it was Ferguson's choice, that's who Ferguson wanted. So if that didn't give the players his trust, what else would?
You know what he should have done that would have given him so much, like, he would have gotten at least one player that would be behind him 100%. He should have gave Chicharito more playing time. Right off the bat, I mean, he would have been behind him 100%, give 100% every single game. And, I mean, we've seen what he can do, so having him be fully behind him would have helped. I'm not saying it would have been best case scenario, but it definitely would have helped.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Because he wasn't getting the minutes. The new guy comes in, gives him the minutes. Well, that's all he wants, you know.
I think the thing for me was he came from a 7th, 8th place team to one that's had much success in the past 10, 20 years, and you know, people were like, you know, he has big shoes to fill. You know, people were expecting him to be first place. When he got the Community Shield. People were expecting him to win the FA Cup, the Premiership. I wasn't expecting that. You know, it had to come in time and process. It wasn't one thing where it's like you throw a manager in. Okay, he's going to win everything. We expect him to win everything, you know, and that doesn't happen. People are calling for his head and stuff like that. Like, it's going to take time.
Well,
you know?
I mean,
nothing really happens.
It was clear that there was a jump in quality between him and other coaches, because the fact is, a coach like Jose Mourinho, aside from this year and his first season, everywhere else he's gone, he's managed to win major trophies in his first season. Win the championship, win the Champions League. He's been able to do that in almost all his teams. He didn't win it in Real Madrid, but he won La Liga and stuff. He dethroned Barcelona when he came in at first. So he's been able to do that. David Moyes couldn't do that. I mean, I just don't think David Moyes is all that good of a manager, to be completely honest.
He's all right. I mean, we had, after his sacking, we had Ryan Giggs, and then we just ended the season. Now we have Luis Van Gaal and stuff like that. I'm not sure.
Van Gaal might be a smart decision.
Who?
Van Gaal might be a good coach. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants that style that he has now with the Dutch team, I see us at 3rd place maybe.
Maybe you guys could sign Robin.
If Munich is willing to give him up.
I can't believe Chelsea got rid of Robin years ago. We had him at the beginning. We could have never let him go. We let him go. Pisses me off.
Well, you know, Madrid was a freaking swinging door with all their players.
Yeah.
Pay a whole bunch of money, then out the next season.
Yep.
He had a pit stop there too.
I remember when Madrid signed Mourinho, then they got Kaká and Cristiano Ronaldo at the same time. It was like we thought Real Madrid was going to be I thought they were going to be incredibly dominant, but Kaká was a flop with his injury.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because if it was Kaká, how he played in the years prior, coming in with Cristiano Ronaldo, oh man, that would have been deadly.
When he was with AC Milan.
Yeah. When he won the European Player of the Year.
Yeah, when he was with AC Milan, that guy was dominant.
Here's something. real quick, this has nothing to do really with what we're talking about, but I just happened to. I was thinking about this recently. Let me look up the exact stat here. It's kind of interesting to think about. Okay, so
Cody's glasses make me laugh so much.
That was the best dollar I've ever spent.
so players at 34 years old, obviously they're getting there in their careers, but there are many players, like the best players in the world, we know that at 34 years old they still compete at a high level. They still can compete very well and be very strong.
They got it up here.
Yeah.
They know the game, yeah.
Here's what's funny. How long ago do you remember that Ronaldinho was actually a big deal? I mean, it feels like he fell off a long time ago. I looked recently and noticed that he's only 34 years old. But it feels like he fell off forever ago. Now, at the peak of his career, he was like the greatest player in the world. He won twice in a row the Ballon d'Or. Like they considered him the greatest thing ever. But he's only 34 now, and it feels like nobody's cared about him for a long time. So what happened? What happened to a player like Ronaldinho if that would cause?
Okay, think about it like Beckham, you know? It's like Beckham went at about the same age. He left the big leagues and he came to MLS. So it was a big deal for us. So he was still in our view. Ronaldinho, on the other hand, he didn't come to MLS. He went to the Brazilian leagues. That's what his decision was. He went back home, and that's not as televised or as like broadcasted to us at least. So I don't think he fell off. It's just he wanted to go back home with that, you know. So he kind of fell out the limelight because of that.
What about when he went to AC Milan?
I don't know much about that. So
I mean, he spent quite a long time. He spent 2 stints at AC Milan, and you're saying that you don't remember anything about it because he sucked. He didn't do anything at AC Milan. So what happened? I mean, really, seriously, he was at AC Milan twice, and you didn't even know anything about it because he didn't. I mean, something I think honestly. Is this controversial or not? But I don't know. I feel like he was doing steroids or something. I honestly have no clue.
Oh, whoa!
I'm serious. How do you have that significant a drop in quality at the exact time? Because that must have been his 28, 27, 29 when like people realized that no, he didn't matter anymore. I mean, at the time that's supposed to be the prime of your career, you have now dropped off, and nobody cares. Like,
well, here's what I'm saying. Okay.
What were you saying?
Are you being serious about the steroids, or are you just like
right? That's what I'm saying.
Something? Because
no, I'm actually
that was never part of his play. Like I actually said it before when they were talking about the athletes in America. People don't really Ronaldinho was like, oh, what an athlete. I don't think steroids would really improve his game that much. I mean, it might improve it, but it was his skill.
Okay.
So steroids, maybe not. Something else, maybe.
Okay. Drinking. Did it come down to drinking?
Partying? Yeah, that's more believable. Yes.
It could be very possible. Let's look. Okay, just let it be known that.
This is Wikipedia.
Yes, in 2008. Okay. In 2008, he finished his career with Barcelona, which was his most famous run, obviously. In 2008, he was 27 years old. Now. That means that he then went to Milan for 2 years, then Flamenco for 2 years, then back to Milan, and then to Atletico Mineiro. I mean, at 28 years old, he had a significant drop in quality. What the hell was that?
My phone, my bad.
Anyways,
well,
while we were on this, go ahead.
Okay. Serie A is like the league that I know some about it, but I don't know a lot about it. So I'm thinking maybe it's up to do with the change in the style of play. It might not have suited him, you know. So I'm asking you guys if you guys know more about it. Maybe it's just he just couldn't fit in with the league as much, you know. It just didn't fit his style. So maybe that could have been a contributing factor.
Serie A is more of their style of play is more of a laid back attacking kind of thing. You don't really
What does that mean?
like
Laid back
like
attacking?
well
That's how.
like not laid back, but like just a smooth attacking kind of thing. They're
I
not
still
really
I don't get it.
uh let me think here.
Okay, it's like,
Forget it, forget it, forget it.
are you comparing it to like the Italian like way of playing before, where it's like defense first, and then hey, if we can take a shot every once in a while, okay. But it's
That
not
is
like a
what it is.
primary
Yeah,
target.
That's probably what
Is
it
that what
is.
you're
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
what he
say?
means.
yeah,
That's what he means. That's what he means.
yeah.
Well, then obviously, if that's the case, it would affect him because how he plays is, I'm gonna make this defender look stupid as hell. Give me a second. But he didn't have as many opportunities to do that if that's the way they're playing.
But if the Italian style in those leagues is to play slowly, slow build up and whatnot, attack slowly, wouldn't that benefit him since you just said that he's not a superstar athlete, so he doesn't run that much? He'd just jog up to someone, put a couple moves on him, beat him, and then beat somebody else. Like that's what he's known for. That's what he was known for. So perhaps it did suit his style. I think he drank too much. That's just my opinion. Anyway, while we were on the
Oh
topic
my.
before
So,
about
Major League
coaches,
Soccer talk, huh?
yeah, okay. While we were on the topic before about coaches, who is the best MLS coach?
Ooh.
Go, Cody. I'm putting you on the spot
You
first.
Biased or unbiased opinion.
Unbiased.
Okay.
Unbiased. You mean like currently or like, over the past couple years?
Currently.
Currently.
I mean, it doesn't have to be with how they're performing right now as the coach, but I mean, the best coach.
That's a tough one. Because I mean, there's so many different like, I don't know, factors to that.
There is.
They're good at different things.
There is.
Like, had Portland been in a better position, I might be tempted to say Porter.
Yeah, I was thinking
I
that,
might be,
nah.
but it's kind of fallen off now. It's like, so maybe that was, I don't know.
I would have said Mike Pecky if it was the end of last season, but not
Yeah.
anymore. Not anymore.
And obviously, I like Arena, but he's our coach. I mean, he's done a lot, but and I feel that LA has a much deeper squad this season with the new additions and stuff. So I feel like it's a better squad, but I don't feel like it's quite there yet. So I can't really say him, either. I guess Blaine's gonna love me if I'm gonna go with Vermees at the moment.
Huh. Okay, Tyler.
Hmm. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he said connection lost. I'm coming back in a minute. All right.
Okay, well, it's your turn then.
All right. My choice is Bruce Arena.
Really? Okay.
I have for years, since I believe it was 2007, rued the day that Alexi Lawless sacked Bruce Arena. I still hate Alexi Lawless, all because of that, because Bruce Arena was setting us up for victory. We haven't done so good in such a long time, the way Bruce Arena's had us going. We went on a little bit of like an 8-game bad run, and they fired him. It was terrible, and I'm still pissed off about it, because he brought us Juan Pablo Angel that season, Dane Richards. I mean, he was bringing Dave Vandenberg. He was bringing in quality players at that time, and then...
Well, that's what I'm saying. You said right now, and I don't feel like at the moment he is, because we have such a I feel like LA such a good squad at the moment, and even though it won't be Seattle, we have games in hand, but I don't want to be spouting that, but I just feel like with the squad that we have and how good it is all around now, with additions like Ishizaki and Husidic coming in and Rogers actually coming in and being useful this season, I feel like we should be a little bit higher at least. I realize we have games in hand, but once again, that's not as useful as points on the board. So that's why I didn't say him now.
I really think you guys are just missing that one big designated player who's like a playmaker and can really do stuff for you guys. I think you have never filled the void that you lost with David Beckham. I mean,
Well,
his passes.
that's hard to do.
His crossfield. I mean, but you can get a player similar to that. I mean, you can get a good player. It doesn't have to be David Beckham, but I mean,
I'm so glad it wasn't Lampard.
you really didn't want Lampard?
I didn't. I mean, when it first was rumored, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. But then after he was like, no, 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 and then another year passed, and then another year passed. I'm like, no, okay, you can go somewhere else.
Well, yeah, he's old
I don't
now.
want
But
to know.
at the time, I would have wanted Lampard.
And another thing, I don't think he could have stayed around as long as Beckham either. So I don't. It would have been just like a short deal and then gone, and then we have to go do it again.
Yeah, yeah.
And that would have left us in the same kind of issue, because you know how it is. They don't always come in here and do great. So he would have like one season where maybe he does terrible, and then maybe one more season where he's able to contribute, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
So
Cody.
Yeah.
Oh, your video's back. You had lost your video for a second there.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's something that's killing me with the Red Bulls too, because I know that now we're going to be looking for a new striker or something after Thierry Henry leaves at the end of the season, and we still haven't gotten him his trophy. It just kills me that the Red Bulls have that Thierry Henry has won every single trophy there really is to win in professional soccer that anyone cares about, and then he can't win the MLS Cup. It's like, come on, that kills me.
Well, how do you think about him? Because you got Phillips and stuff, and he's on a roll. How do you feel about Henry coming in and he's not the main striker. He's able to work around the ball and be on the ball more often. Do you think that would be a better situation for the team? I guess he won't be the go-to guy, but he'll be the one that's creating instead.
That's what we have this year. That's what he's doing, and it's worked well. He takes defenders away from Bradley Wright Phillips, and that's why Bradley Wright Phillips has benefited so often from it. It's because of Thierry Henry. That's why there's such a good partnership. People seem to realize Thierry Henry's numbers this year aren't that high, but what he's doing for Bradley Wright Phillips is huge. That's what he did with Kenny Cooper. He did the same thing. He did it with Espindola. Thierry Henry draws defenders towards him, and he's able to set the other players up. That's what he's good at. But if we don't get anything out of him this year, we're not going to have him again next year, and I feel like it's going to all go to waste because he's done some good stuff with us, so it's going to suck.
Okay. So
what are we talking about?
You're saying that's a good partnership. The partnership with Henry at Red Bulls and just trying to figure out how to get him his trophy. what Patrick wants. Get him his trophy before he leaves.
The day if we don't get the trophy this year, that's why I'm worried that we're not going to make the playoffs, because I feel like, oh man, if we get in the playoffs one more time with Henry, can we really fail again? Like, I feel like it has to be coming. We just have to get to the playoffs. And that's honestly how I feel with the U.S. national team. I feel like they can make a real run in this World Cup. They just have to get out of the group. I feel the same exact, so it kills me.
A win over Germany will be a good momentum builder.
Patrick's dream of winning the MLS Cup is far away.
Don't say that to me, please.
Jeez, dude, he's right there.
Please. I know. Damn it.
I'm just saying.
The second I say it, he's not there. Okay. Okay. So what's the missing piece? What piece is needed to get Henry his trophy? What's missing in your eyes?
There's more than one piece.
Okay.
If
there's one piece that is essential that needs to be fixed or filled in, that would make you more confident about making playoffs at least.
Players who care.
They care.
No, they don't. Our players don't care. I swear to you, our players, they show no heart on the field. It's unbelievable. We have Tim Cahill. He's the only one who cares. Dax McCarty, maybe. I mean, the rest of them, it's unbelievable. Armando, does he really care? I don't see it. I don't think he cares.
Bradley Wright Phillips?
Bradley Rice, dude, honestly, the U.S. Open Cup game really kills me. We had our starting team out there, and we lost 4-0 to the Cosmos. You can't tell me that was a team who cared, because then they came out and said they actually came out. Mike Pecky said, "Well, we didn't try that hard." It's easy for you to say that we didn't try that hard after we lost 4-0. Really? You fielded your starting 11 practically, other than Henri and Cahill. I mean, our team misses tons of pieces. Defensively, we're weak. I mean, we got rid of Holgerson, who was a rock at the back with us, and he had built a great partnership with Olave. We got rid of Holgerson, and now we're stuck with Armando, who, when he's not performing well, we put in Sagaya, who is the red card machine, who is known for a major mistake every single game, who killed us in the playoffs. Like, I don't want those guys in the defense. I don't want him in the back line. Who's at right back? We got rid of Brandon Barklett so we can have Kosuke Kimura? Like, are you joking? And then we have at left back Roy Miller, who's been doing very well this season, but you're always waiting for him to have his meltdown. And then who's our backup for that? Bobby Convey, who's not even a left back? I mean, you go to midfield. At left mid, you have what? Johnny Steele, Eric Alexander? Okay. You have in the middle, you have Dax McCarty and Cahill, which is strong. And then outright, you have Sam, who has slowed down considerably as of late. And then Henri and Bradley Ray Phillips up top. Who's our third striker? Andre Akpan. Our third striker is Andre Akpan. So what happens if Henri or Bradley Ray Phillips go down? I mean, we don't have another striker. We were missing tons of pieces.
So you're saying he's basically like a central forward? He's not a striker at all?
Who?
The third guy?
Who?
The third guy. Third guy.
Andre Akpan? Andre Akpan is huge. He has no on-the-ball skills. Let me put this in perspective, okay? Last season, he got on the field one time, to my memory. Okay, he touched the field once. We were up 2-1. He gets on the field with about a few minutes to go. Thierry Henry is dribbling across the center of the box, and Andre Akpan slide tackled the ball away from him. I'm not joking you. He actually went to slide tackle to recover. Basically, Henri did a far touch, so Henri was going after it. He went to slide tackle to recover the ball, but Henri got there first, and he slide tackled Henri. I swear, that's exactly what happened. That's Andre Akpan.
That is hilarious.
Okay. There is a question. You
mean we actually have a question?
Yeah, 17 minutes ago.
Share it, Cody. Let's go.
Curtis, last name.
Yoshida.
Okay, yeah, you're better at that. Okay. What will the scores of the final Group G games be?
What will the scores of the final Group G games be? Cody, you can take this one first.
Yes, start with Germany. Start with Ghana, Portugal.
I think you said it earlier. I wasn't in here at the time, I think, but you don't see a tie in that game. Is that was
yeah,
you,
that's
right?
what I said.
Because,
that was me.
okay, yeah, one of y'all said it, and I could totally see that. I think it'll probably be. I think Portugal actually gets it together on this one just for pride's sake. I don't think they're not gonna shut them out. It's gonna be maybe like a 2-3 kind of scoreline or something.
Well, I don't think they'll be playing for pride because they actually have a chance to advance.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, really?
I think starting off, they're going for pride, and I think they're going for something. And then later on, it starts getting more and more realistic or something, And then maybe they commit too much forward, and then Ghana puts them in or something like that. Something similar to that,
The fact is,
I think Portugal go up first.
Portugal doesn't. Portugal has nothing to lose in this situation because they have to make up the goal difference. They're not going to be there really to know the score of the USA and Germany game, so they're not really going to, because it's going to be going on at the same time. So they're not really going to have the type of information to help them out. So to make up that goal difference, they have to rely solely on themselves. So they're going to have to throw everything forward at Ghana and hope that Germany puts in a few on us and beats us, obviously. So at one point, you can see that. That's why I don't see a draw, because they're going to be throwing everything forward, and Ghana's going to know that they need to win, so Ghana's going to throw everything forward. So basically, what it's going to come down to is I think it's going to be Portugal's going to be attacking harder, but Ghana may try and hit them on the counterattack or something. I don't know, because Ghana's going to try and exploit the fact that Portugal's going to have nothing to lose, so they're going to be throwing everything balls to the wall. So I would have to say that
you think Ghana's game plan is to, hey, we need to win, or we don't need to overcome the goal differential like Portugal does. So let's let them and just kind of survive and then hit them. Okay, yeah.
Yep, exactly. I mean, get the win, get 1 or 2 goal win for Ghana, and assuming Germany beats us from them, then that would recover the goal difference.
What happens if Portugal, like I said, I think is going to happen, goes ahead first? Then Ghana's back against the wall, and
Ghana has to throw everything at them.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll open up and be a
there is some serious potential to be a high-scoring game, like you're saying. There is so much potential for this to be a crazy game.
Which possibly hurts USA, because if Ghana wins and it's a high-scoring game, if they equal out the goal differential, it's goals for next. So if it's a high-scoring game, that could be something against us, against our chances.
It also depends how many Portugal scores against them if Ghana was to win in a high-scoring game. I mean, if it's a high-scoring game that ends 4-3, they only equal 1 goal in goal differential.
I'm just saying that's the next tiebreaker if they're able to overcome. Like if Germany hits us, we lose. Germany hits us for enough goal differential, and they win by enough to equal out goal differential. Goals for is the next tiebreaker. Am I wrong in that, or is the high-scoring game is definitely benefiting them in that situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
this is it's a bad situation. I really don't like the situation we're in, to be completely honest, because Portugal can beat them, obviously, but I don't know, man. Like I said, I predicted that from the beginning, Germany first and Ghana second, and now it really seems realistic to me, and that's scaring me a little bit. But I know that the U.S., I mean, we're in a good position. We should be okay. We can grind out a draw against Germany. We can beat Germany, but it's going to be hard. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm really nervous for tomorrow.
Okay, so I kind of fell out on the Pepe situation. Did he was only banned for 1 game for the red card? There was no extended.
One game.
Okay.
1 game.
Okay.
So,
well, that kind of helps. I mean, as long as Pepe doesn't, as Bento sat Pepe down in the corner and gave him a good talking to, like, hey, this is our last chance. Be good.
Yeah, if they don't, hopefully. I mean, Portugal has this thing of getting frustrated, and then they get red cards and they do stupid stuff. When you frustrate Portugal, you can easily beat them. So hopefully they don't get too frustrated. I'm nervous.
I think it's hilarious that we're most of us are going to be rooting for Portugal during this game. Yeah, right
after what just happened. Yeah, that is hysterical. That is fun.
Do it again. Do it again.
if it's 2-0, man.
What if it plays out exactly the same? Like Ghana is freaking winning 2-1 in the last dying seconds. They freaking equalize.
That would be fantastic. It would be pandemonium. And the worst part is, most of us would be watching USA versus Germany.
Exactly.
So we would just hear, "Oh my God, Portugal just scored!" And we'd go, "Yes!" I mean, and USA's maybe getting destroyed. Who knows? I mean, the fact is, if I see the US go down by 3 or something, if the US is down, and we're getting our ass kicked, we have no chance. I'm switching the channels. Yeah, I'm switching channels because I want to see. Because all that matters to me then is Portugal. Like, please, Portugal, do something for us. Because really, Portugal's not making up the goal difference. I can't imagine.
If Ronaldo takes the game and just wins it on his own, will you go back to that post you made about him and apologize? You're like, you know what, Ronaldo, I don't hate you now. Thank you, Ronaldo.
Let me tell you, Cody. If Ronaldo plays a big part in Portugal doing well and helping the USA advance, I will go back. I will make a separate post and claim, and I will thank Ronaldo. I will call myself an idiot. I'll do all sorts of stuff. I'll say I have no clue what I'm talking about. I will criticize myself if Ronaldo does that. Please, Ronaldo. I would love for Ronaldo to prove me wrong. I want to see him being the cocky son of a bitch that I think he is tomorrow. I really do. That's what I want to see. I'm relying on Ronaldo. And I'll start rooting for him again with Real Madrid. Because as of right now, I hate him. But really, I like him because I'm hoping I need him to do well for me. So, please.
That's it.
Man.
just
Cody,
need him to be good.
Me and Tyler shared our stories before. Share your story while viewing Portugal versus USA in that final goal.
Okay.
Oh yeah, come on, Cody.
Okay, well, first off, we were gonna go to the Londoner, which is where the American Outlaws and Baton Rouge were going to go, and I knew we needed to get there early, but my friends I was going with had to work and they couldn't get off in time, so we were like, okay. He called them up and was like, oh, the whole entire first floor is already filled, so you need to get here as soon as possible. So we got everybody together and headed there, and then we just stepped in and it's just packed, wall to wall packed, first floor and second floor. So it was like, hey, you can find a spot to stand in the corner or something. That was basically what they told us. We were like, okay, we want to stay, but we're just gonna find somewhere else. So we went to Plucker's, a wing bar. I don't know how, nationally that
Yeah,
restaurant.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
Okay,
me neither.
it's like a wing bar. But anyways, we went there, and I was iffy about that because we went there to see MLS championship a couple years ago, and they wouldn't change the TV for us. They're like, nope, nope.
What?
Maybe last year. Yeah, no. Let's see, the South SEC championship. Was it
Yeah.
Georgia and Alabama? They're like, no, this is on. We can't change any TVs. But anyways, so we're there, and
That's ridiculous.
surprisingly, the place was filled with USA fans as well. So that once again started off with a good atmosphere. There's a lot of people there rooting for it.
Yeah.
And at first, I could tell that half people there were bandwagon fans. They were just like, okay, yeah, USA, but they didn't know much.
Yeah.
So I once again, I was still kind of iffy. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go, because
Yeah.
if things go south, I can just see already. I'm gonna be pissed at people like, you shut up, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's basically what happened. 5 minutes in, when they went down, they was like, oh gosh, I heard somebody say like, oh, this is why I don't like the sport. Like, oh my gosh, we suck at it. It's like, really? There's so much time left, so it was an up and down experience there. It's like I could tell they weren't.
Yeah.
They were just here for
The atmosphere and stuff,
moments, I guess.
drinking and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then and then Jones rips that shot, and I swear it goes from here to just up to the roof in like an instant. Everyone just freaks out, and that's an amazing moment, and that was just great. And then, like I could see people like there were little kids there that their parents brought in, it's like that was probably their first moment. Once again, their parents didn't really know a lot about it, but that's their kids.
Yeah.
That's their moment where they like, okay, wow, I love this,
yeah.
And it built and built and built, and then we took the lead, and everyone freaked out, and they're like, yeah, Dempsey Bear blasted it in. We don't even need our feet. And
Yeah.
they just kept building and building and building, and I was like, all right, great. It's like maybe these people maybe they're not into it now. They're just here for the moment. But after this display, I think this was like the perfect thing to get them hooked, and because it was the most watched soccer game
Yes.
in the United States. Yes, so that was
Yeah.
it would have been perfect, and then it just a slap in the face, which it hurts, because everyone just like you've seen the video, you guys experienced it, I'm sure. It's just I don't know, it's just dead silent, just
Yep.
oh okay, and in a way it sucks, but I think the performance and the excitement of the match was enough to hook more people and be like, hey, this is really exciting, even though that happened, it kind of brings a more realistic view to it as well, because it's like
Yeah.
people, especially the people that are like, oh, America, we're number one, World War II, we're
Yeah.
let's go for number three, it's like
Yeah.
they get really cocky and they don't know what they're talking about. So this was kind of a way, it's like, hey, we can compete with any team out there,
Yeah.
but a little bit of realistic
Yeah.
realism slipped in last second. So
Yeah.
I think upcoming, hopefully it was enough to hook them, but
I'm hoping.
in the future, I think they would be more realistic about it. I guess it's like, hey, we need to play and stay focused the entire time. It's not just us going to be dominating now.
Yeah. It was a crazy moment. The two moments, the two goals were insane, and then like you said, realism slipped in, and we were punished. We were punished for a bad giveaway, and that's the game. So, like you're saying, it perfectly showcased the game. That was exactly. I mean, but it definitely killed me because my point of view is I feel like we might have lost some of those fans we were hooking just because of giving up that last goal. They might think that we had a fluke and that the facts came out and Portugal scored. And that kind of disappoints me. I mean, because it wasn't a fluke. We played amazing. The USA, I mean, the U.S. to a soccer fan who knows the game, proved that it's here to stay and that it's growing here, and they proved how far they've come. But to a casual fan, they might not realize that. And that's the thing that kind of pisses me off. I mean, like you said, I was surrounded by tons of bandwagon fans, and I heard all sorts of nonsense. So it got more frustrating, obviously, as the night went on, and bad things happened, like the non-goal stuff. I mean, I don't know if you saw my post. The one guy said, Jermaine Jones came on the screen, and his jersey said Jones, and the guy says,
I thought it was Kobe Jones.
Yeah, he goes, "That's not Kobe Jones, is it? Oh my God!" And the guy's like, "That's not Kobe." He's like, "That can't be Kobe Jones. Is it Kobe Jones? Kobe Jones still plays." And I'm thinking to myself, so they know who Kobe Jones is, but yet they think that Kobe Jones is still playing.
They went Wikipedia. They're like, let's look up some players.
And then in the 30th minute or whatever, around the 30th minute, it took almost all the first half. Taylor Twellman says the name Jermaine Jones, and they go, "Oh, that makes more sense." And the whole time we're losing, and I'm pissed off. I'm in a bad mood, and I'm listening to these people inside. I'm like, "Shut up! Really, what are you watching the game for?"
Okay.
But at the same time, I should be embracing the fact that there are people going to watch a U.S. game. I should be embracing the fact that this was a great game. I should be happy that they were there, and I am happy that they were there. But at the time, I was a little annoyed about it. But I mean, so many U.S. fans complain about bandwagon fans, but at the same time, we need bandwagon fans. Those are the people we're trying to convert. Games like this can convert those types of fans, or we can prove to them that we're a good country, that we play well, we can compete with these top level teams. So at the same time, I do embrace the fact that they were there. I'm happy that they were there. So it's nice to know that that people care and people have started caring. It's not gonna last. It's not gonna last after this, but there will be people that we converted. Maybe some of those people will go to MLS games and stuff. They get a little more interested. They'll say, "Wow, well, a lot of these players are MLS players. Maybe the league's better," and hopefully we can build from there. But it definitely sucked. Everything like that we worked for and everything like that. It definitely sucked to give up that last goal. I wasn't even mad after the last goal. I was really, it was terrible. It was really depressing. I felt sick, to be honest.
I'm seeing
I felt like we had lost everything that we worked for, and it's not the truth. I went on to social media and stuff. I complained. I said that we lost everything we worked for. It's not the truth. We didn't lose everything we worked for. We're still here. We are still in a good position to get out of the group, but it definitely didn't feel good, and I'm definitely nervous about what's going to happen tomorrow, because if we don't escape the group tomorrow, if we get knocked out, it's really going to sting. And I'm really hoping that doesn't happen tomorrow, because I want us to be there in the 16. We deserve to be there in the 16. It's just annoying because I have a lot of friends too who are born and raised Americans who are rooting for other countries, and it really bothers me. And I've called them out on it. I can't stand it. It's very annoying.
Whack. I'm sitting here at home, and we're sitting there watching. We're like, all right, we're gonna win. And I'm sitting on the couch, me and my mom. We're sitting there, and Ronaldo whips that ball in, and then next thing you know, it goes into the net. I'm sitting there like at the screen for 5 minutes, and mom's just sitting there like.
I mean, it's terrible.
You want to know what the first thing that my mom said when I got home? It was like,
what?
Did they win? Did they win? Because okay, like they have the in Omaha they have the baseball, like the college baseball. Uh,
The World
yeah,
Series.
yeah, that's going on, and here soccer's not as big, so that's more important to a lot of people here. Especially my dad loves baseball. They love baseball. It's just not for me. But so they were watching that. They didn't watch the games. They've been watching it. I mean, so they had no idea. And I just come in and hit me with that. It's like, did they win? And I'm like,
No, they didn't
no.
win. Oh
I
man.
mean,
I mean, I got home from Manhattan, so it's big. It's big in New York City when these types of games happen. It was huge. We were all part of this. I was a part of this. It was terrible going home and everything like that. I got home. My mom answered his door, and she knows better than to hit me with, "Did they win? Did they win?" She looks up. She looks up the score before the game ends. She doesn't care about the game. She looks up the score before the game ends. She answers the door. She goes, "I'm sorry." I'm like,
no
no,
better.
David, don't say that. That doesn't make it feel better. Don't tell me you're sorry. Like I was pissed. I was like, don't tell me you're sorry. Like
I have a
they,
question.
oh
I have a
yeah,
What's up?
question. Patrick, why
yeah.
are you hating on Omar?
That was the most ridiculous thing. You
I
really
don't
you became furious. You were actually
Right.
angry about me hating on Omar. You were mad at me for hating on Omar. So you came at me. You came at me, and I'm like, well, I don't know how Cody knew that I had a problem with Omar, but I do. He's gonna voice my opinion as to why. But really, in general, I never made any statements about Omar. I don't know.
I have no idea where that came from, but like maybe it's because I was thinking I was like, so Cameron, Omar's direct replacement, because he kind of had a crappy game. Maybe he was at fault at some of the plays. Maybe I had it in my mind going into it. I'm like, all right, I'm sure somebody talked smack about Omar somewhere's in here, but I swear I saw it. I swear
Nobody,
I did somewhere.
nobody talked about Omar, dude.
No, nobody. I mean, it just so happened that I had a negative opinion of Omar from the game from when he joined. I had a bad opinion, but really, I was so angry about everything. But I had a bad opinion of Omar. So when you came at me about it, I already had something to talk about. You gave me something to speak about. But really, there was nothing. I had made no comments about Omar. I didn't blame Omar in my comments or anything. There were people though on MLSDG.com. I showed you who were talking bad about Omar.
Yeah. Did you see the video, the MLS video where Jesse Marsh was like running down the play, how it happened, and he did like frame by frame of where the positions were, like who should have been marking who. Did you watch that video?
No.
No.
No, it's really good. It pointed out how Cameron was basically left to mark three people, because Omar was actually plugged in not as a center back, but he was as a defensive midfielder. Apparently, he wasn't put in as a center back, so he was as a defensive midfielder, and they were all worried about Ronaldo. The other midfielders were all worried about Ronaldo. It's like, okay, hey, we need to be closer to him just in case he gets past Diesel and runs in towards goal. So they were all kind of stepping in towards that way, and like frame by frame, he went through it. So that left more bodies in the back for the cross. And
Yeah.
Cameron was sitting there staring at three people. And Johnson was pushed too far up the field on the right side, which, I mean, he was doing it all game, being useful in the attack, but he got caught a little bit on this one, and he couldn't get back in time. So Cameron was basically looking at two people right ahead of him running in, and he was trying to figure out where he needs to be to mark them. But he didn't realize that the man Johnson was marking, I can't remember his name, the one that scored the goal.
Varela.
Yeah,
Varela.
Yes. That was Johnson's man, but he didn't see him, so he kind of stepped up to mark the other two guys and left him enough space to get in behind. So even though Cameron was the one there saying, "Oh, he's ball watching and stuff," I understand he had to make a decision, and he had three guys hit the mark, so I can't really blame him that much. I can't really fault him for that.
Not for nothing, Cody.
But you should definitely watch that video. It was a really good breakdown of it.
I'm gonna check that out. That sounds interesting. Not for nothing, Cody. Just happened to notice the New York Post has the kick in the gut. It's a big paper. It has the kick in the gut, and then it has on the backside drawful I don't. It's a pretty stupid headline. But in this paper, the article written is very opinionated, and in it, the writer basically calls Omar Gonzalez out, saying Omar Gonzalez thought that he was an attacking midfielder, and that he comes into the game, that they subbed him in just so that he could come into the game and feel good about himself, and all sorts of stuff. And it's kind of bad because it's a really read. It's read by a lot of people. This paper, so they really went after Omar for whatever reason.
I was kind of reading the because we have another question by Curtis again, and we're kind of just ignoring. But but yeah, that guy you said that was the writer of it. Does he know what he's talking about, or is he just like some sports guy? Like baseball is what I usually write. So how what's his credibility on the sport? Not that
I don't really.
People are gonna believe him anyways, but
yeah, I don't really think he's a very credible source. It was very opinionated, and it's kind of unprofessional to write about that and say that type of stuff in a paper. So he really doesn't come off as he didn't come off at all in this article as very knowledgeable of the sport, if I'm being quite honest. But like you said, everyone's gonna believe him. They're gonna think he knows what he's talking about. So that's fantastic. Omar looks bad.
Tyler, you have any? Yeah. You're just kind of sitting there for a while.
I'm reading something. Edgar, Patrick's favorite person. Edgar was like, "Hey, can I get a link to join? Just need to tell you something."
Yes. Where's Edgar? I'm giving him a link.
He's on.
While you're doing that.
Okay, Cody, read the question. Read the question that you were talking about.
Okay. It's from Curtis again. Thoughts about Suarez being ousted from the World Cup for biting another player?
Is it okay, what was FIFA's, did FIFA hand him a ban yet?
No.
They just, kind of threw it up there. This are the possibilities. That's all they've done so far.
I think he totally deserves it. That's 3 times now. That's 3 times now. Plus,
you don't bite people.
But those kind of things happen in the box, Patrick.
They don't bite people. It's not a common thing for people to be bitten. Quite frankly, he missed kindergarten because that's what they teach you in kindergarten. You don't bite. He missed it. It didn't. I don't know what it is, but it was definitely in the curriculum, and they didn't teach it, or he never listened. I mean, you have to assume that this has been a trend, that he grew up biting people, that he probably bit his parents when they disciplined him, that he probably bit his friends, then he got a girlfriend, then he bit her in places. I mean,
yeah, but she liked it, so it's okay.
Yeah,
she thought it was okay.
Well, he hasn't realized that once again. I mean, the most recent thing. I mean, you have this trend, right? You're trending at your younger ages. You don't bite people. You're not supposed to bite people. Then you get your girlfriend. Then she likes being bitten, and he hasn't realized that once again, when you get to the professionals, they don't want to be bitten. That's something that he needs to learn, and hopefully he figures it out this time.
Hopefully, Sepp Blatter knows.
No,
he doesn't know anything.
Sepp Blatter doesn't know anything. That guy is a clown. That guy is such a clown.
Hopefully, he'll do his justice and give him the 2-year ban.
We have a question here.
Do you think 2 years is enough?
Yes.
He won't. No,
I think he deserves a 1-year ban.
1 year?
Yeah.
No. 2 years.
No.
Isn't enough. I will say. I will say at least 1 year out from international, and at least 1 year out from English Premier League. Now, will that happen? No, because he's a football star, and they will probably give him just 2 matches for this, and then probably a couple, and then the English FA will agree with FIFA to let him sit out at least 6 matches, like he did the other incident on Chelsea's player Ivanovic, that he did 6 games, and that'll be it.
No, you know what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. I'll give you a rundown. He's going to get a longer ban than before. I think he might get like a 20-game ban or something like that, which is that's a good amount or whatever. So he might get like a 20-game ban. But what's going to happen is this process that it takes FIFA to find him guilty and for Uruguay to appeal is going to last is longer than the World Cup. So he's not going to be banned until after the World Cup. They're gonna say that he hasn't been found guilty and they can't give out a ban yet and all sorts of stuff until after the World Cup. They're not gonna ban him. Maybe he'll get a 1-game ban or something. They're not gonna ban him until after. He'll be banned for Liverpool, and that's really gonna be it. I don't think that he's gonna get banned for
He's just lucky he doesn't play in Italy.
Yeah.
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 He would be done there, I guess.
Yo, forget it. Forget it. They hate him forever. He's hated by everyone there now. And the funny thing is, he plays in England. Everyone other than Liverpool hates him. Everyone other than Liverpool hates him. Now they're really gonna hate him after he knocked them out of the World Cup. I mean, he's in trouble. Chris Brower says, "Do you think there is any chance of Brad Davis playing in this World Cup?"
I'll be you like, oh no.
Okay, hold on. So if we top the group, we will play what?
What just
H2,
happened?
that'll be.
Did
What do you mean?
Did everyone just ignore my question?
No, we heard it. Tyler's going into it now.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Oh, I'm being an idiot. Sorry. Go ahead. I shut up.
God, dude.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry. The floor is yours.
No, I'm thinking. So if we top the group, we'll be G1. We'll play H2. That'll probably be Russia, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm thinking it might be the other team now. Algeria, is it?
Algeria is leading right now.
Algeria is going to get a draw, and it's going to be Algeria.
Okay. I see him playing in the Algeria game maybe for about 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes maybe.
So you're taking us to top the group? You're picking us to beat Germany and top the group?
That's if the case is.
Okay. This is your scenario when it happens. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, if we top the group and we play Algeria possibly, then yeah, I can see him playing like the last 10 minutes.
I don't understand what this picture is supposed to be.
It says
that's
Tim
Howard.
Howard.
That's Howard.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Brad Davis.
With the beard, I thought it was, hell, I haven't watched wrestling in a while, but you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Yes.
Oh, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I thought you were putting something about him. I was like, he believes. I was like, okay, that's nice.
Anyway, Brad Davis will not play in this World Cup. Just kidding, he will, actually. I changed my mind. I think he'll come in as a sub at some point if we get out of the group. In one of these games, he'll have to make it in as a sub. But he's not going to play against Germany, and that's only if we get out of the group. I'm really hoping we do. Honestly, I'm having serious stress for tomorrow. I really like tomorrow is just going to be awful until they play. I just want to get the game over with. I just wish it would happen already, because if they lose tomorrow, or if they get eliminated from the group tomorrow, I should say, it's going to be depression for a very long time.
Patrick will be gone for a month.
I will. I will be off the MLS discussion group for quite a while.
Actually, more than likely, half the admins will be gone for a month.
Yeah.
And then chaos. Yeah. Blaine will take over.
Patrick, Edgar wants you to unblock him from Google Hangout.
Edgar what?
Edgar wants you to unblock him from Google Hangout.
He's blocked?
Yes.
Oh, ¿qué tal, Edgar?
What's the password, Edgar?
Yeah, Edgar, what's the password? You have to type it.
Hold on.
You have to type it to Tyler to get in.
Hold on. Go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Cody, speak.
What are we speaking about?
He's unblocked.
Oh, about
He's
Edgar? What was we saying about him?
Serious. I don't know. Serious.
Brad Davis.
Oh, Brad Davis. Okay.
We never predicted the USA versus Germany score.
We never predicted. I never predicted the Portugal Ghana score.
We kind of joked around.
I don't think Cody did either.
I predicted
David?
like a 2-3. I didn't really say
Okay,
which way
yeah,
it was going, but
yeah, you
I
did.
predicted
I say,
high
I
scoring.
say, I say a 3-2 to whoever.
All right.
Uh, I'll say uh, I'll say 3-1 Portugal.
We made it
Bold.
through.
Yes.
Yeah, we made it through. You're welcome.
Well, not necessarily. It depends. Germany could beat us by like 6, and we're out.
No, that's not possible. Not when you have Timmy Howard in there.
Okay. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I might as well
Here
get
it
to my
comes.
point.
Here it comes.
I don't think Tim Howard has done that well for us in the World Cup.
So I'm not the only one. Okay.
He and I'm not talking just this World Cup. I'm talking last World Cup too. Last World Cup, he was beaten to the near post by Asamoah Gyan on the Ghana goal. Okay, that knocked us out. Then this World Cup, he's beaten to the near post on
Again.
another Ghana goal. Okay, then he makes the incredible save against Portugal. Don't get me wrong, that one-handed save was incredible only because he
Yeah.
got beaten to his near post by Nani on the shot. So I don't think Tim Howard. I think Tim Howard is overrated for how he's doing with the U.S. team. At least I know he's been great with Everton, but I think he's being a little overrated by the fans because he's a sentimental favorite. I love Tim Howard. Don't get me wrong. I am a huge fan of Tim Howard, but he's a sentimental favorite to me. I don't think he's doing all that well. I mean, what has he really done that's been remarkable? Only thing that I can really say that he's done that's been remarkable this World Cup was his one-handed save, and it only came because he made a mistake in the first place. I mean, he gets beat to his near post a lot because he does what a goalie's not supposed to do, which he anticipates where the guy's going before he even takes a shot. You're supposed to more or less react, and sometimes he anticipates too much where he puts himself in his position where he cannot react to that near post shot and things like
Well,
that. So
I
I
have,
don't think he's as good.
I have a question about it. Okay. Hi, Edgar. You didn't give me the
Edgar.
password.
Hello, Edgar.
Edgar, what is the password? Edgar.
Is he even on? He's not even on.
Okay, Cody, go ahead with your thing while you're at it.
Oh, okay. Obviously, I'm not, on the field with them, but I'm trying to figure out how much does he do when communicating with the back line, because that's a whole other aspect of being a goalie if you're able to organize your back line and
Yes.
stuff well. And so I would love to know more about that, like maybe an interview with them after the World Cup to kind of talk about, like, hey, how is he leading the back line, Because
I mean,
I don't know.
when you
Has that
see
ever
him,
been told?
he appears very vocal. For some reason, I would imagine that Edgar's gone. For some reason, I would imagine that Tim Howard's very good at that. I think he can lead his back line well. He just seems like the kind of guy who's got a good character to do that type of thing. So I'm assuming that he is good at that. But at the same time, I don't know if I was wondering if I was the only person who thinks that he's being a little overrated for us in the World Cup, to be completely honest. I don't think he's done all that much that he deserves all the praise that he gets.
I don't
mean,
think he's top 5. Like Jurgen said, I don't know.
No. And the thing is, there are so many U.S. fans who will say that. And I wonder, are they just buying into hype? Are they just talking nonsense? Because I don't believe it. I mean, like I said again, I'm just going to harp on it again. His one big save in this World Cup was that one-handed save against Portugal, but it only happened because he messed up. He let his near post open again. He almost got beat to his near post because he was off his line a little bit and whatnot. And it's like, come on. I'm actually, to be honest, I'm a little nervous with Tim Howard in goal. I don't feel all that fantastic with him.
Okay,
Who else
put
do you want,
Buffon in?
Brad? Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not saying I don't know if I would want Brad Guzan in goal either. Okay, Tim Howard might be our best option, but overrated.
And then
Yes.
and then we have Nick Raimondo.
Timmy Howard is probably the best option. Although Nick Raimondo is a fantastic.
Discussion over.
Tim Howard.
We have no better option. So.
Tim Howard's our best option. He is. Just overrated is all I'm saying.
I don't know.
Was there a question we missed? Oh yeah, Davis. Do we continue with that or?
Yeah, Cody, continue with that.
Okay. See, the only time I could see him getting on the field is if we're pushing for something late, and maybe the other team say, "Well, I'm kind of agreeing with Tyler on this. If somehow we're playing against Algeria, or if we're taking it to Belgium, and like we just need a goal. We're looking for a goal last second. I could see him being subbed on for a set piece play. We'll get people forward. Maybe Belgium or Algeria is like sitting back. Trying to just defend the lead or
Creepy
something.
cross or something.
Yeah, but and like I said, I saw in whenever he did play in the friendlies leading up to it, he had a lot of his work rate was there to see, that he was going back and forth, helping on both sides of the ball.
Now that go ahead.
I think that would be very useful in that situation because when he can play it forward, we can also get back and help out to watch on the counter,
Yeah. Am I wrong for thinking, now that you pointed that out and you just opened my eyes to it, maybe Brad Davis would have been the right type of substitute to bring into the game against Portugal to finish it out?
I don't think so. But that's just my opinion.
I don't think Brad Davis would have been a bad option to tell him, go out there and get on Ronaldo one more time,
Oh my God.
Finish it out. What happened?
Quack.
Just look at Edgar. Just look at Edgar.
Oh my goodness. Edgar Cruz is here with the cowboy hat. ¿Qué pasa, Edgar?
I think his internet's messed up. He's not moving.
He said he had something to ask me, Tyler.
He said he had something to tell us.
He's probably gonna say something about Mexico.
He probably had something to do with the Mexico Croatian supporters.
All right, Edgar. Thanks for coming.
You want a red card? This is how you get a red card.
Ooh, he told you. Wait a second. Edgar's face is moving. He's here. Wait a second. Edgar is alive.
He was just sitting there frozen like 2 minutes ago.
He's frozen again.
Cody, I have to ask you, what are you having to drink?
It is some Blue Powerade and Baja Blast Mountain Dew mixed.
It's what?
Blue Powerade because it doesn't have flavors to color.
Yeah.
And Baja Blast mixed together.
That is delicious.
It is, but it is so bad for me.
I know. And can I ask, what do you?
I'm staring at Edgar's face this whole time. It's just.
Yeah, his face is hot. Edgar, wave.
The Lone Ranger over here.
Edgar.
Hey, he's not here. Quack, quack.
Quack, quack, quack. That's all I have to say about that.
2 quacks for yes, 1 quack for no. Are you alive?
As Manny would say, do you need us to call the Chicago Police Department?
I remember that. That was funny.
Edgar messaged me. He said, "Yeah, I got it. Can you see me?"
Yeah, but you're frozen.
It just seems like Edgar's never gonna get his 5 minutes of fame on this show.
He did in that one episode.
Dude, he produced 20 minutes of dead air.
That is true.
Cody.
I'm checking to see if there's any more questions.
Wait a second. Edgar has a double join.
Oh, double. Wait.
Two Edgars.
Which one
There's
is real?
two Edgars.
Which
one of you is real?
Oh, Chris, that's a low blow for Patrick.
What would upset Patrick more? U.S. never winning a World Cup in your lifetime, or Red Bulls never winning an MLS Cup in your lifetime? Chris, you are an asshole.
The many phases of
Um,
Edgar.
what would upset me more? Here's the problem with this. If the U.S. never wins a World Cup in my lifetime, there are a lot less disappointments than the Red Bulls every single season never winning in my lifetime.
What do you think, Edgar?
So I'm gonna say the Red Bulls would upset me more, but at the same time, yeah, I'm gonna say the Red Bulls, but really both of them would pretty much make me hate the game.
He's
I mean,
not here.
Honestly, if that happens, I want nothing to do with soccer anymore.
Well, you'll be dead, so what does that matter?
Dude, if I come if I'm 80 and I see my days coming, I'm not watching one more thing of football if neither of those have won.
And then they win!
If they win, that'll be the day I have the heart attack. I won't believe it. I'll die in bed. I'm like, yes! Oh, clutch at my heart, and that'll be it for me.
Fall back. Can you tell us how it's happening?
Not all of us are as lucky as Cody to have a team who can win an MLS Cup back to back.
He was watching a soccer game and he got so excited and then he had a heart attack. I don't know what to do.
Well, I already told I couldn't fully appreciate that happening. I told you because I was watching it with my friend Jay, who's a Houston fan. So it's not like I could just,
I mean, you could have.
I could have, yes, but
You could have.
No, I'm not a douche, so.
He's your friend. That's just what friends are for.
What, rubbing it in their face?
That's what my friends did to me when Portugal tied the USA. And you know how mad I am? I still haven't answered any of their text messages. I'm still mad at them. Like, until I see that the US get through the group, they're not getting any answer. I'm not answering.
Wait, hold on. To go off topic, Edgar, what did you want to tell us?
Edgar, what did you have to say? Edgar,
I'm waiting
what
for like
did
a
you have
Stephen
to tell
Hawking,
us?
like a Stephen Hawking voice to come on.
Hello, Edgar, quack for us, please.
He is not your puppet, Patrick.
Quack, Edgar, quack.
Hey,
Edgar.
okay, Tyler?
Edgar, quack.
He can't stay connected long enough to.
Quack, Edgar, quack. Edgar, quack.
Yeah! Is that what you had to tell us?
Yeah, but what did you have to tell us, Edgar?
Yeah.
The anticipation is killing me.
What did you have to tell us?
Oh man.
It's somebody putting you in their trunk. That's what it sounds like. Are you okay?
Edgar, what did you have to tell us?
Wow. Oh my god.
Edgar has Blue's Clues playing in the background. Hey,
I can't handle you guys. Oh my god.
To answer Chris's
Edgar.
question,
Oh my god.
yes, I think Jurgen Klinsmann has done enough to keep his job, even if we don't make it out of the group.
Oh, we had a question.
Yes, now he has. Yes.
That was
What was
the
the
Yes.
question.
question?
If
he done
we
enough?
don't make it out of the group, Jurgen Klinsmann will keep his job.
Can somebody repeat the question? I'm laughing too hard.
What?
Edgar,
Yeah,
what
Edgar,
did you have to
the
tell
question.
us?
Wait, did he
What
get
did you
my
have to
question?
tell us?
Oh my.
No,
What, Edgar?
ask it. Speak!
Oh, do you guys
Speak,
think
Edgar,
that will
speak!
be another
Every time you talk, Patrick, he's talking.
He said, okay, he
I know. Okay, please. Go, we'll be quiet.
do you guys
I
think Mexico will be another?
Tyler, stop! What? Say it again. Say it again.
Do you think Mexico will beat the Netherlands?
No, Mexico will not beat Netherlands. No chance.
Do you think Mexico might beat the Netherlands?
No!
Not so much because Mexico is playing badly, but just because the Netherlands they're dominating right now.
Yeah.
I tried to tell you I know what he said.
Okay, Edgar, did you have anything to tell us, or was it a question? Okay, he's leaving.
He got up and walked away. I think he's mad at us. Oh my god. Bro, that was funny.
Edgar, can you please? We have a question for you.
What?
I have a question for
That
you.
was a question.
The question is, do you think Timmy Howard is an overrated goalkeeper?
Mexico might beat.
Patrick.
What?
He has
Yeah.
the stream on.
I know, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Hey, Cody. All right.
Cody.
I said hey to myself.
Cody.
Yeah.
Cody. How are you on this fine day? How do you feel in anticipation of USA versus Germany?
Let's see. I did a whole lot of nothing today, just because. Okay, I was wondering what was happening there.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
I didn't really do anything in anticipation of it. I'm just, I didn't plan anything. I'm just gonna sit in my house and watch it by myself. I'm not doing anything for this game.
Me too.
Just because I couldn't take the heartbreak of something happening, and I'm just surrounded by it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, if something goes wrong, which I don't think it is, because I believe in whatnot. I have entertainment around me. I've got I play some FIFA and take out my rage. I can play Portugal on amateur and just destroy them 20-0 and it'll make me feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your fault. So
like I said before, I'm incredibly nervous. But basically the situation is that I went out the first two games. I went to New York City, Red Bull Arena for one of them. I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna watch it alone, in case anything goes wrong, and that's gonna be that. If it goes wrong, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Luckily, I set up plans so that Friday I'm going with a few friends out. So hopefully, if they lose or if they don't get out of the group, yeah, I'll be able to distract myself with activities on Friday because Monday. Let me tell you something. Monday was awful. I was home all day. It was terrible. That was tough because every day, I've just been sitting around and my mind keeps going back.
I'll tell you, you let us know how you felt about that multiple times in the chat. You let us know, like, oh, I'm so pissed. Oh, I'm so pissed. About 20 times that day.
I couldn't stop. I can't. Honestly, I still haven't stopped. I'm doing it on the show, too. I realize I've done it a million times on the show already. I keep going back to the same thing. My mind is literally programmed just to harp on the same thing over and over and over again. It's a terrible personality trait of mine, but it's what I have. I'm a bit too pessimistic about the situation.
Yeah,
Luckily,
and
though,
somebody hates that of you. Somebody hates that. I forget who it is, though.
Manny?
No, it's not. No, well, Manny hates me, too. You know,
Yeah,
it's
Manny was pissed at us because me and you both we both went on the chat and said, "Guess what? USA is not getting out of the group. We're being realistic," and everyone got mad.
no. Somebody made a comment on the thing. He said, I hate the pessimism in this group.
And he.
Yeah,
Oh
someone
my
did say that.
god.
Bunch of haters.
Yeah.
What is it?
And he joined back again.
No, he unmuted his mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been muting him. Curtis Toshida before he said, "Cannot wait to tell you guys, I told you so." When the U.S. goes on from the group stage, said it in the special talk before the World Cup started. Dude, I said it a million times. If the USA gets out of the group, I hope I said I want everyone to tell me they told me so. I want to be proven wrong completely because I really want the US to get out of the group, obviously, but I didn't see it happening. I'm still nervous about it happening. Quite frankly, if you want my actual 100% prediction, I still don't think we're getting out of the group. I won't believe it until I see it, and when I do see it, I'm going to love it. So, it's fantastic for me. The fact that we're in this situation.
You're taking the easy way out.
All right, here's mine. When the USA gets out the group, you can tell me I told you so, but I'm still going with my answer that we will not make it out the group. Just saying.
Both you guys.
Same thing.
The easy way out. It's like, oh, if we don't make it out, at least I was right. If not, then yay, USA made it. It's a win-win situation for you guys.
I will root for the USA. The thing is this. The simple thing is this. The easy way out would be for me to go and root for Germany or Portugal or Germany or Ghana.
Okay.
Who I think that would be the easy way out. Though I'm still going to take it incredibly hard if the USA doesn't get out. But I'm trying to put my bias aside because my bias says, yeah, USA, I believe that we will win, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get out of the group. Yeah, that's not what my mind says. Thankfully enough, my mind has been wrong every single time I've predicted something with this World Cup. Apparently, my soccer IQ is not high enough or something.
Well, Tyler,
I did predict.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. But you can continue,
I did
Patrick.
predict USA 2-1 over Portugal. And I was sitting in the 94th minute. I remember thinking to myself, wow, I predicted this right. 2-1. I was completely correct. I'm a genius. And then, boom, shot down like that. Nothing.
What's up, Cody?
And then this was my face. You want to know what my face was? This was my face. Face of the USA's overrated goalkeeper. That was the...
What's
Okay,
up, Cody? Yeah.
Since your other team is Brazil, how would you rate their performance so far?
Wait,
Their
which?
chances at-
I have like 4 other teams.
Okay, of course you do, but for a while there,
Brazil?
you're talking about how Brazil was like the team that you first started watching.
Yeah.
So have you been following them closely?
Yeah.
How would you rate their chances now after watching the match you play? Before it was all hype. It's like, okay, it's all in their home field advantage. They got to win it. But after watching them play, has it changed any for you?
Yes, it has actually. It's their home. I figured they're going all the way to the finals. I don't see them getting past the semis. Or the.
You think a semifinal finish is enough for the Brazilian people?
No.
It's
after everything, with the Amazon Stadium being built, and it's not going to be used by anybody after it's done.
No, it's not enough. If Brazil doesn't win, it's a bust. Brazil has to win in Brazil, and you know what? They will win in Brazil. I predicted from the beginning. Brazil will win this World Cup. They have no choice.
I predicted Spain will win this World Cup, and look where that gave me. Look where that went.
Patrick, will there be controversy in Brazil's win?
There's always going to be controversy in Brazil's win. If Brazil does well in this World Cup in the home country, there's always going to be controversy for the home country if they do well. Of course there will be. The refereeing has been suspect in some of these games. The ref for the Croatia game, I hope he never refs another game again. So,
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I can't remember which game it was. I don't remember, but he was the 4th official for that game, and they said he hasn't had a match yet to center official.
No, he won't. He won't. He's not getting another match as center official in the World Cup. Why would you give him it? He doesn't deserve it. The guy threw away the game against Croatia. He screwed Croatia in the World Cup. They had Brazil beat, and now Brazil's in a good situation. Quite frankly, though, that's how it's going to be. There will be another game where Brazil wins, and there will be more controversy. The fact of the matter is this: Brazil will be in the final of this World Cup.
Okay, Derek has a question. Do people have a legit right to be hating on Bradley, or are they overreacting and just pissed at Portugal denying us a direct spot in the group stage? I guess he means knockout, but yeah, I got what you're saying.
They do have a direct. They do have a real reason to freak out and to blame Bradley for the final goal. Bradley can be blamed for the final goal, in my opinion. So I don't think that you can deny the fact that it was Bradley caused serious problem, and he missed his chance. That was the guy on the line. He shot it right at the guy. He had the whole goal, and he shoots it at the guy in the middle. So Bradley hasn't played well for us. I mean, to hate him or to hate on him or whatever. I mean, the thing is, Bradley's been the most solid U.S. team player for a long time now. This World Cup, he hasn't been the best. But people who are saying that he should be benched and all that type of nonsense it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You don't bench Michael Bradley. I mean,
he's the coach's son. You don't. Oh wait, never mind. My bad. I'm off right now. Oh, that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, you don't bench him. I mean, but yeah, they have a right. They have a right to be angry. They have a right to be angry at him and to blame him because it was his fault. If Bradley kicks that ball down the field, we're not talking about this right now.
Okay. Oh, well, I would like to go back to the video I was talking about where Jesse Marsh was going by it step by step. He actually started off with that moment, with the ball coming down and him trapping it, and went over the different scenarios that Bradley could have done, and I kind of
just hold the ball.
The way he said it is that he tried because he had Eder coming in to try to take the ball away, and Jesse said what he thinks Bradley tried to do. Not saying it was the right choice. What he thinks he tried to do was to turn his body in against Eder, and like draw a foul because Eder was coming in hot on him. So that would have killed off more time had we have gotten a foul for that. That's what his idea of what Bradley tried to do was just turn his body into it and draw a foul there, and then just kill off the game completely. So
but it didn't work.
I mean, maybe not the best option, but it's not he was like, hey, let me do a skill move and fake him out. You know, that's not how Bradley plays, anyways.
Here's my take. But from what I saw, you know, I didn't see his body move. I just thought he lost control of the ball. It took a bad touch, but I thought it was just like a bad touch and like, you know, oh my God, he has to control that better. I'm blaming it on him. You know, he might have taken his eye off the ball real quick. He has to control that better. But now that you say it, I can actually think about that and like, you know, he might have tried to do that, but I'm personally blaming it on him taking his eyes off the ball and not controlling it well. But had he done that, you know, it would have worked. I don't know. That's just me because I was like so frustrated at that.
But I definitely recommend that video.
I'll definitely watch the video, Cody. My take on it when I saw it was that he was trying to dribble down to the corner flag on his own and kill the clock on his own, and you know what? He probably should have released it. I still think he should have released it, but it makes more sense if he was trying to draw the foul, I would say, for the sake that it would have been a great time waster.
It makes way more sense.
But, you know, I mean, if that's the type of thing you don't expect a veteran player to make, I mean, he really should have just booted that ball down to the corner. I mean, really, the ideal thing would have been to boot it down to the corner, hopefully make it go up for a throw-in, so they have to throw it in and then try and lob the ball back up the field. It makes it a lot harder for them. Unfortunately, it's not what happened. And, you know, we're talking about this now. But it shouldn't matter. Hopefully, we can just get it over with. And you know, if the U.S. gets out of the group tomorrow, we're not going to be talking about this anymore. Nobody's going to care. So hopefully, that's what happens.
I feel like I'm the only one that saw the amazing passes Bradley was putting out early on in the game. that really we should have gotten a chance after. We didn't on a lot of them, but I feel like something could have been done better because he played a lot of good passes earlier, a lot of passes that put us through onto goal. And not to mention, earlier on when Fabian Johnson was basically our go-to guy in the attack, which for the first half he was. It was all that right side, wide open long ball from Bradley was a lot. That was it. That was our how we attacked and got down the field. And I just feel that I've already talked to you about this, about how you can be so good for 99% of the game, and then just one play, and now you're the villain. It's like people, especially in with the people that don't understand it as much, they pick that one thing, and it's just like, okay, he needs to be off, he needs to be benched, he needs to be. They don't understand how much he contributed just because of that one play.
Yeah, and you know, at the same time, I don't think it was clearly not a very good game for Bradley. I mean, you could say that he did make some good passes, which he did. But I mean, he had his moments. But even with people saying he needs to be benched, the fact is that, like you said, it's something a bandwagon fan would say, because you have to look back at everything he's done with the U.S. team. I mean, the guy has been fantastic for the U.S. team. So to say he needs to be benched when we know what he can do is ridiculous. I mean, that's like saying to bench LeBron James for the final of the NBA championships, Game 7, because he didn't do well in Game 6. Well, what did he do in games 1 through 5, or in the previous NBA championships? I mean, you don't bench him. So I mean, it's ridiculous to say he deserves to be benched. I do blame Bradley. I do blame Bradley for the draw, because he made the mistake. But that being said, like you told me, it does open your eyes a bit when you say something like that, because a defender or a guy like that, you can make one mistake and you're blamed for everything, and you could play a great game. So it's really unfair, but it's the fact. I mean, a forward doesn't get put in those type of situations as often, but at the same time, you could score 3 goals, go into overtime, into penalty kicks, and then miss the last penalty kick, and you get blamed.
I mean, just look at Ronaldo, complete opposite. He had a terrible game, except for one moment where he just destroyed our team for like 5 steps. Like, nobody could touch him. But besides that, he was so much bad. He had so many. I'm like, I don't even want to. I mean, obviously, I was happy about it, but as a Real Madrid fan, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope he doesn't bring that back. When he had the chance to shoot it from like right outside the 6, and he just put it right into the side netting, like it wasn't even close. I was so ecstatic. I was like, never have I ever been so excited to see Ronaldo fail that badly.
Yeah.
But what does he do? He plays in the perfect cross for it, and now he's, I don't know about hero, but it definitely, to a lot of people, it kind of made up. It made him not a complete bust. So that's kind of
absolutely
his one moment of brilliance.
I mean, MLSDG.com published a good article on it. I mean, basically, the U.S. team went into the game, and a big plan that we had was we had to take care of Ronaldo. And for 94 minutes of that game, they did a very good job of taking care and watching Ronaldo well, being on. Graham Susi followed Ronaldo around for the entire game. I mean, we let Ronaldo in on goal the one time, granted, yes, and he shot it into the stands. But for the most part, we didn't give Ronaldo that space. And at the end of the day, some blame has to be put on Jurgen Klinsmann for his substitutions, because him taking Graham Susi out, he took out the one guy who stuck on Ronaldo the entire game. And I think the subs he made ruined the defensive formation, and they confused people a little bit, and Ronaldo was left unmarked there on the side when he got that ball. He picked up the ball, and the fact is, that's what makes him such a world-class player. You can leave him, he can suck for 94 minutes, you can isolate him for 94 minutes, but if you give him that one opportunity in the one moment that he needs it most, he's going to punish you, and he did that to us. He put the ball right in on the head. I mean, he hit Varela in a perfect running stride, right in his stride, so that he could give a diving header. It was beautiful. It was a great cross. And so I mean, you got to give it to Ronaldo you got to give it to a player like that, because I don't think we have many players who could do that.
You're talking about Klinsmann being blamed for his subs, and even though I brought up Omar, what your response was why did he get put in? Like, why him? And what my first thought is, at this time, I was still like, hey, he said something. this is before I realized it was out of nowhere, but was thought that, hey, for like the last 20 minutes or so, or okay, maybe not 20 minutes, but the last 10 minutes when we were basically defending and they were just coming in, how many headers did Ronaldo win or put off target? How many? There was a handful of chances that he just put it off target.
Many.
So obviously what
Many.
we had on the field was not working. It was not working to contain him. Eventually, you give him one more chance, he's going to put it in. All right, but he's just putting off target. So that is why why I thought Omar was a good choice, but only if he was back there, basically just sitting on top of the 6 and just sitting there waiting for that. Because that's what he's best at, is aerial dominance, you know. So
but why Omar?
Other ways is,
why not Jonathan Brooks?
Okay, well, Jonathan Brooks, yeah, he was great to win on that. Obviously, the amazing goal he did, but do you really think that he's better at that than Omar? Do you honestly how much have you watched Brooks besides that one play? How long is Omar? How long is Omar? I'm sure you've seen Omar much more.
People overlook Jonathan Brooks after he scored the goal, like that was it, like whatever. After that play, there was immediately after Ghana came down, got a corner kick, and the guy got on the end of a header, perfect header. It was destined for the upper 90, and people seem to forget it. Jonathan Brooks jumped up and blocked it. It was Jonathan Brooks who's the only guy who blocked that header. If not, we're 2-2. We almost gave it right back. You can go back and watch it. We would have given it back. It's a play immediately after we scored.
I don't remember that, but so I will go back and watch that to check into that.
Go back and watch it. Immediately after we scored, Jonathan Brooks blocks the header. But the thing is, I mentioned it to a few people, but the thing is, people overlooked it because they were just talking about his goal.
Okay, well, how about that?
Did well there.
How much have you? How much besides that very small sample that you're giving us? Because obviously, you know, it's MLS, so we see Omar much more. That's one of the reasons he got DP contract, because he's a big guy. That's one of his things. He makes lapses, and that's why he always has De La Garza or somebody like that cover for him. But that is one thing that he does well. So I'm not saying it was the best choice. I'm saying I understand Clemson putting him in for that, because I saw Ronaldo doing it all that, and I still think, even though he won, he got the header, then like he said, he blocked the chance or whatever, I still think Omar would have been my choice had I been in his shoes too.
But Gonzalez has been injured. So we're putting the guy who has the bad knee to do jumping?
For 10 minutes, yes.
Okay. All right.
Ronaldo's got a bad knee too. You don't see him standing around.
Yeah. He does have that. I hate the points Cody is.
No, man. Omar Gonzalez just, you know, we said it on 2 shows ago. Omar Gonzalez is scary. Okay, he's a scary guy to have in the defense. He scares me. I don't want him in the defense. I would love him with the Red Bulls, but not with the U.S. national team. So, quite frankly, subbing Omar in over Jonathan Brooks, it didn't make any sense to me. I mean, Jonathan Brooks would have gone in there on adrenaline. He would have jumped for everything. Omar Gonzalez was caught upfield. I didn't watch the video that you told me about, so maybe there's some justification for where Omar Gonzalez was. But in my mind, all I see is this. There's a cross coming in, a goal. My thought process was Omar Gonzalez is in there to win the headers, but he's nowhere near there for a header. That was what I saw, and that pissed me off. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Why did we sub him in to win headers? And then he's up the field.
Well, that's why I'm thinking whenever, once again, I know I keep coming back to that, but the video, he even said, it's like, I don't understand why you put him as a defensive midfielder, but that's what he said. And, you know, I feel like he has the inside scoop opposed to us, considering, you know, he was the assistant coach for last World Cup. That's who Jesse Marsh was. He was Bob Bradley's assistant coach. I feel like he has a better scoop on what went down, like, as opposed to us.
You think, Cody? Do you really think that Jesse Marsh has a better inside scoop than the Major League Soccer discussion group founder? Do you really think that?
I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
All right. Cody's protecting his adminship.
Oh no, never mind. Hey, Cody.
We missed a question, by the way, from Francisco. Oh, you were gonna say something, Tyler? We can go to it afterward.
When we go off the air, I need me and Patrick need to ask you a question.
Okay, let's start getting into the final ideas and stuff like this because we don't need to go 2.5 hours on harping on the same stuff.
Okay.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk World Cup related?
Let's
say what does the USA need to do to get a point, to get a result against Germany?
Man.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one because nobody really believes we can get a result against Germany. That's a fact.
I think the formation that we just went out with is probably the best one because they're just, their midfield is so dominant and they just have so many. Even if they play their B squad, I think that we have to at least compete in the midfield. And us having 5 midfielders in there might be the only chance we have at doing that.
I think that we need to play Matt Beasler, Cameron, Gonzalez, and DeBrooks at the same time. I think we need to do a 6-3-1.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding. I'm seriously kidding.
I
don't believe that we need to do that.
I'll just watch the Portugal game.
Yeah. Seriously though, how much flipping of the TV are we going to be doing?
I'm not. I'm not going to be at my TV. I'm going to be somewhere watching the game.
I'm going to be doing picture-in-picture.
TV, and I'm going to be streaming one on my laptop. I'm going to have them both at the same time.
Good idea. I'm going to do that. You just gave me an idea. Thank you. Cody, go ahead. Go ahead, Ty.
What I think we need to do to get a point out of this game is hold them like we did Ronaldo. Hold the
whole team?
Close.
Who?
No.
Who are we holding? Götze, Ozil, Klose, Muller. I mean, look at that. Oh, man, that team is stacked.
If you can give me a chance to say players, then yeah, I mean, that'd be awesome.
Sorry, that
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Close is one. Ozil is another.
If he plays, dude.
Oh,
that's the problem.
That's
the problem, dude. This is the problem with Germany, okay? We're talking about a guy like Klose as a guy that we need to mark like Ronaldo. Yeah, he might not even play because he might not be good enough to get on the field compared to the other players. It's ludicrous. Germany's team is stacked. The fact of the matter is this. The U.S. needs to go into damage control mode. We need to defend and give up as least goals as possible. We need to make sure we lose by 1 goal. That's honestly what I think. We need to make sure we lose by 1 goal. Seriously.
We need to.
Who do you put up top? You keep Dempsey up there, or because
Dempsey.
Obviously,
Dempsey alone.
The person that can make the most out of nothing.
Dempsey alone. Bradley under him. I mean, really, we can. I don't know if we can't go with the same formation that we went out against Portugal. It wasn't bad. It didn't work bad.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We had five in the midfield, and we can't be dominated in the midfield. We don't have to necessarily win it, but we can't be just completely blown out in the midfield. Otherwise, they're gonna run all over us. So I think having 5 in the midfield is the best option.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a bad idea. Just use the same exact formation. I mean, and let those guys gel together well. So maybe let them do it again. Except this time, if we have a result, don't fuck with it and make terrible substitutions.
Aren't we running a?
I mean, quite frankly, I think it goes without saying Omar Gonzalez won't see the field again in this World Cup, Cody. I hate to tell you this, but he won't see the field again.
Aren't we running a 4-5-1?
We did in the last game, yes.
We're running a 4-4-1-1.
Yeah,
who's behind Dempsey?
Bradley.
Oh.
It's Dempsey up top, Bradley as the attacking midfielder or second striker. It really is because it's a 4-4-1-1. Then it's Left mid, Jermaine. Right mid, Zusi, which is a good one. In the middle, we have Beckerman and Bedoya, which I'm not so sure I like that, to be honest. I'm thinking about something different now. Actually, I want to change it already. I want us to go with, in the middle, I want us to go with Beckerman and Bradley at defensive mid, because Bradley can't handle being an attacking mid. I want us to go with Jones out left, Zusi out right. I want us to go with Bedoya at attacking mid and Dempsey up top. So I want to swap Bedoya with Bradley.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
I think that's our best option because Bradley is more used to a slower style of play, like with Roma and all the teams he played with. He's used to a slower style of play, and he's always been a defensive midfielder. That's what he is. So I think he's been a little out of sorts. I don't think he's been. That's why I think he's not done so well. He hasn't been able to handle himself in that position. He's not used to playing what he's been forced to play with the U.S. team. So definitely, Bradley and Beckerman at defensive end, and Bedoya in Bradley's spot under Dempsey, I think might be a smarter option because Bedoya is a little bit more offensive. So I think if they swap them, we might be good with that.
Okay, so if we're done with talking about World Cup, I don't know if you wanted to go back to the couple questions that were posted on the Facebook post, not on the YouTube channel, but Facebook.
Are there?
There's
I think we can go. Cody, you want to read them?
Yeah, sure. One's from Edgar asking about Miguel Herrera's reaction to Mexico winning his free.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it.
I recommend it. You know,
Miguel Herrera is a fantastic character.
Basically, him just reacting just as if he was the one that scored the goal. You know, hugging Ochoa. You know, Ochoa jumping into his arms and him catching him and dog pile. All of it. He was in on all of it.
I mean, you know. Do you remember Jose Mourinho when Real Madrid won doing the slide and the fist pump? I mean, what do you expect? People like us and everybody else said that Mexico had no chance of getting out of their group. So it's fantastic for Miguel Herrera, and you know that he's a charismatic personality. Let him celebrate, because quite frankly, it's over. It's over when they play the Netherlands. So let him celebrate now.
You guys know what would really suck? I heard this is if Mexico gets out of their group and we don't, but we're the ones that helped Mexico get here in the first place.
I'm bitter about that, which is why, you know what, I was rooting for Mexico up until they beat Croatia, because I'm bitter. I was bitter after the USA versus Portugal game. I don't want anybody to do well in CONCACAF if the US doesn't get out of their group. If the US gets out of the group, then I'm rooting for everyone to do well in CONCACAF again. So I'm bitter. I'm bitter towards Mexico right now. I don't want Mexico to do well right now, but my opinion will change tomorrow if we get out of the group. Then I'll be rooting for Mexico again.
All right, Patrick. Since, I mean, obviously, I don't mean to bring up Red Bulls again, you know, them not winning the MLS Cup, but as you and other people have said, you think that the MLS Cup is the greater prize?
Yes.
As opposed to this shit. Okay. Well, that's the way I kind of see it. It's like U.S., we topped CONCACAF qualification. We topped the Hex. So we've proved that overall we are better on the long run than all of the other teams in the Hex, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
right.
if even if we don't go as far as some of the other teams, we've proven that we have the better squad than they do. So even if they do well, it's like, oh, whatever they can do, we could have done that as well.
But here's the serious problem with me. With MLS, you have the people who are following it, and you don't have really many casual followers. With the World Cup and that international soccer, you have a lot of casual followers. And to me, the problem is not for me personally, but I think I have this way of thinking of I worry about the grand scheme of things with U.S. fans. I want the U.S. soccer to grow here so badly, so I worry about that type of stuff. And the thing is, if Mexico makes it farther than us, all anyone all anyone will look at, the casual fans in the U.S., all they'll look at is the fact that Mexico did better and say that Mexico is better than us. We might have we picked them up and we placed them in the World Cup. If it weren't for us, they wouldn't be there. But the fact of the matter is this: if they do better than us in the World Cup, and if Costa Rica does better than us in the World Cup, then everyone looks at them as better than us. That's how it is. In the United States, that's what casual fans will think. And the casual fans are the ones we're trying to draw in, when in reality, we're better than them. But it's not going to be looked at like that.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's the part that really angers me, which is why I'm a little bit bitter, and which is why I need the U.S. to do well before I can root for the other countries, because that's just how I think. I mean, I remember back in class when we were going to play Mexico for the first game. The second game of the Hex, which we won that game against Mexico, I remember we were going to play them, and in class, people started talking about it. These kids knew nothing, and they're like, in this class, they had fake PTIs, which is part of the interruption, where you would talk about the subject, and they got picked to talk about the USA versus Mexico game, and they didn't know much. They just knew a tiny, tiny bit. They didn't know anything, and they got up there and they said, "Well, Mexico is far superior to the U.S. in the game of soccer, and blah blah blah, because they're this and that and whatnot." And I remember thinking to myself, "No, they're not. The U.S. is going to beat Mexico. They're not so far superior than us, but they thought they were, and we beat Mexico, like I thought." But the thing is, people don't see it that way. That's not how casual fans see it, and so I'm nervous.
You should have just stepped up and yelled objection.
I did. I called them all out on it, and they were like, "Really? The U.S. can beat Mexico?" I'm like, "Yeah, the U.S. can beat Mexico. We beat Mexico a million times. We can beat Mexico." But nobody thinks that way, and that's it. The casual fans even around the world, there are casual fans around the world, they're going to look at Mexico and Costa Rica as better than us if we don't get out of the group. It's unfair, but that's how they're going to look at it.
Do you want to go with the final question now? It's 2 hours ago it was posted, so you might not even be watching anymore.
They watched the archived version.
Yeah. Do the Earthquakes have a good enough team to beat the Galaxy this weekend? And for me, I'm asking, okay, do you think the Earthquakes are better than Carolina Railhawks? Because obviously, their team was good enough to beat Galaxy, so.
The Earthquakes are at home, so yes, they'll win.
LA takes that one.
I'm going with the easy answer. The home team wins.
I'm going with LA. Donovan scores twice.
I'm biased, so.
Cody looks so mad at me.
Why am I mad at you? For Galaxy winning?
Cody, Patrick.
Oh, okay.
I'm so nice. I don't know what happened there. I meant Patrick.
I don't know. I think the Earthquakes will win, but it's an easy answer. The home team wins. Maybe not. They don't have Wondolowski, so maybe not. I mean, then again, the Galaxy don't have Donovan. Oh wait, my bad. Moving on.
My heart.
Moving on.
My heart.
I'm sorry, Cody. I had to do that.
You made Cody ache, man.
Hey, Cody, are you planning to get a U.S. national team jersey?
Eventually, yes. But I still want the freaking hoops one from 2012-13.
The Where's Waldo ones?
Yes, I love
those. You don't want this one?
Those are awesome.
You don't like this one?
That looks like a bomb pop.
I've already explained why I want that one. The first game I went to was Scotland versus USA when we beat them 5-1. And that was the debut of those jerseys. And Donovan got a hat trick, just saying. Bradley scored a goal. And that's my memory of my first international game right there. So
you can buy one of those with Donovan's name on it for really cheap now.
Huh? Okay.
I saw a guy going into the Londoner with a Donovan jersey, and I was like, oh,
what minute is it in?
Man. It was one of the new jerseys, too.
Okay.
Damn,
jumped the
dude,
gun
that's
on
a
that.
waste of money.
The-
You jumped and then you have Donovan jersey with the red, white, and blue. It's awful.
No, okay, those look like a bomb pop, and then the other ones look like we're friggin' surrendering. So it's like whenever we wear those, it's like we.
This one is fantastic. This one is fantastic. There's nothing more American than this jersey.
Dude, it's the France flag turned upside down.
You take that
It's
back.
a lot of flags. It's a lot of flags.
You take that back.
It all depends
That's
on
serious.
how you look at
You
it.
take
It's a
that
lot.
back.
I don't know. Hey, France is doing pretty good.
What you gonna do about it now? How's that feel? Yep.
What? I'm sorry.
How's
What?
that feel? What's up? Keep talking. Okay. Anyway, last thing.
All right.
Okay,
last
let's
thing.
go through some scores. We're gonna do this really fast, lightning round. Let's go.
Yes, please, because
MLS
Columbus is beating Chicago.
All right, MLS games. All right,
I was
who's
gonna
gonna
bring
win?
that up.
Columbus or Chicago? 72nd minute. Columbus is up 2-1. How's this
We're
gonna
going
end?
to win.
Chicago's home.
We're going to win. We're going to win. Bet.
Columbus is winning?
Columbus
Yes.
is winning.
Will Trap is in.
Okay.
Will Trap is that fire that we need. Will Trap.
I'll
is
give the
going
momentum to
spark us.
Columbus. Because
Alright,
they were
Columbus.
down 1-0 last time I looked, so they got momentum with them right now.
Right now, in actual MLS play, just started a minute into the game. Vancouver is hosting Montreal. Who's gonna win?
Vancouver. No.
Vancouver.
Ooh, wait. Vancouver and Montreal.
Vancouver.
I'm going to go with draw. 1-1 draw.
Vancouver.
Vancouver for me.
Okay.
All right. New York Red Bulls are hosting Toronto tomorrow night. I won't be there. Who's gonna win?
Toronto 2-1. No, I'm kidding. I'd say that's going to be a 2-2 draw.
I would go with Tyler said first, 2-1.
I'm gonna go ahead and say 3-0 Red Bulls.
Of course.
Anyway, next tomorrow, Portland. Oh, it's a huge one. Portland hosts Sporting Kansas City.
Ooh.
Sorry about that, guys.
2-0 Sporting.
Who is it? Sporting and who?
I'm going a 1-1 draw.
Portland home.
1-1 draw.
Yeah,
Sporting and who?
that's the easy way out when it comes to Portland. Assuming it's a draw.
SKC in Portland?
I just think Sporting they've not looked as good lately, and Portland at home gives them enough to overcome.
Get one of their draws again. Another draw.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
gonna feel
me-
like it's gonna feel like a defeat to them, but
Yeah.
Me, I'm going
Tyler.
Portland to KC nothing.
Okay. Next, DC is hosting Seattle. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say this is gonna be 2-1 Seattle. Sorry, Carlitos. I know you don't watch this anyway.
2-2 draw.
I think DC takes it. I don't know the score line,
Alright.
but I think
Sorry,
they take it.
Brandon. Cody apologizes, Brandon.
Sure, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the score would be, but I think DC's gonna get it.
Just go with the easy one. Just say
Alright,
1-0.
Next one. New England is hosting Philadelphia. I'm gonna go ahead and say New England's gonna win 3-1. Cody, do you buy or sell that?
I'll buy it and then sell it for more and make a profit because that's what business is all about.
Okay.
I do buy that. I'll take a New England win, but I'm going with a 2-0 win
Okay.
as opposed to
It actually took me like 5 minutes to think of that line in my head.
Hey, you're quicker than the guys I went to school with, so.
I hope I'm quicker than elementary schoolers in making jokes. All right, Tyler.
3-2 New England.
I think you're giving Philadelphia too much credit, but that's just my opinion. Okay. Then you got
Sorry,
Columbus hosting Dallas.
Come on.
All right, it's going to be Dallas. Dallas is going to win Dallas is going to win 1-0 in Columbus.
Okay.
Columbus is going to be fatigued from the Open Cup game.
No, here's the thing. They're missing Castillo. They're missing Blas Perez. They're who else they? They're out a coach too, but it's the goalie coach. So I don't know. You said 1-0, Patrick, to Dallas.
Yeah, 1-0 Dallas.
Okay. I'm biased. I'll say 2-0 Columbus.
Cody?
I'll say 1-0 Columbus.
Okay.
Okay.
And then it appears this is the last one. Colorado is hosting Vancouver. So Vancouver's playing twice. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna give it to Colorado. I'll say 2-0. Fuck you.
Not you. My the stream for the the stream for the Chicago Columbus game.
Okay.
2-1 Vancouver. Hurtado scores twice.
Okay.
I think Colorado's gonna win. Just a bounce back game from that. They're gonna go out there and try to prove that it was just a fluke that they lost their last game. Against 8 players. I think they'll go up with something to prove there, and I think they're gonna win 1-0, maybe 2-0. Because Vancouver's gonna be a little more tired more.
All right. Well, I think that's it then. I think we got to everything. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? Or are we good? Because we went 2 hours and 15 minutes.
No, because the thing I want to ask Cody is when we're off air.
Okay. All right. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll archive this immediately after. It'll archive, and then I'll share it with everybody. Hopefully you check it out if you like it, enjoy. Just let us know. Thank you very much, and have a good one. Say goodbye, Cody.
Bye.
Say goodbye, guys. Say goodbye, guys. Bye. Go USA.